Hi there Aquarius, welcome back to Wild Lotus Tarot. This is going to be your intuitive tarot reading for the next 6 months. I have already got the 2020 readings up on my channel, which I did back in December, but energies change and shift. Obviously our year has played out quite interestingly as well with the pandemic, so I wanted to bring an update for the new energies that I feel are coming through. What we have here is a Rider-Waite card, one for each month from July through to December, and a clarifier from the Starchild Tarot deck. So I'm going to read these pairs and we're going to see what is in store for you for your next 6 months. So we're starting here in July with the Ten of Swords and the Chariot. Okay, so some of you in July may be going through some kind of painful ending, or some of you are already, have already gone through it, and July is the month that you really move on from that. So just to go back to the ending situation here, Ten of Swords endings can be, betrayals, the deep hurts, the ending of relationships, the ending of employment, the ending of a toxic friendship, that kind of thing, ending of a, some kind of connection that just didn't play out well. Generally, a Ten of Swords ending can be quite a painful ending. It can also be like drawn out in terms of there can be fatigue or illness associated with it as well. And generally a Ten of Swords ending is final, and we have that with the Chariot, which is that sense of, you are so over it and ready to move on. You're ready to charge because you know that there's something, there's an Ace of Wands waiting for you in September. I get a strong sense that by the end of the year things are going to look quite different for you, maybe differently to how you expected. So the Chariot is the energy of, really propelling forward, of moving forward. Once you bring things back into alignment within yourself, that can be, bringing any indecision about this ending, or allowing this ending, or surrendering to this ending, bringing that back into, alignment. And it's when you kind of you're really sure of yourself, you're really sure of your direction, then you can just charge forward and get it. The Chariot can also indicate a need to maybe relocate, travel to another place, even internationally. I think the flights and airlines are going to start opening up again. It can also talk about leaving home in order to pursue a new direction, and home obviously can be a metaphor for our comfort zone. So home could be that relationship, that job, that sense of has been tied with your identity for a certain period of time, and now you're moving forward to new frontiers, to new challenges, to new opportunities. But there's a real sense of victory and optimism when the Chariot comes into a reading. So you are definitely leaving the darkness behind in order to pursue something way more aligned, way more exciting. And it's a real, like I said, it's a real victory that you are moving on. There is that beautiful yellow sky in the Ten of Swords, which kind of stands for the new beginning or the divine, that really wants to expand and open up for you. It's the kind of foreshadowing of the Magician energy that we see in December. It's really going to eclipse that darkness for you, Aquarius, that I'm seeing. It has probably hung around for some of you for quite a period of time, actually. And it's when we allow those endings, we fully accept them, Aquarius, that's when the new beginnings can come. And look at that. I don't mind seeing the Tower and the Ten of Swords in a reading when it's just followed directly up with an ace. But we have to keep in mind that any ending is actually a blessing, because it's the first stage of an exciting new beginning. And we've got the Ace of Wands is it can be a passionate offer. It can be a romantic offer as well. We don't have a lot of love cards preceding this, but it's not saying that that there couldn't be a new connection, someone that you have a lot of chemistry with, or someone passionate coming in for you. This could also be linked to a passionate new start in a career or job that's really aligned with your purpose. It can also indicate spiritual growth as well. Together with the Two of Swords, the Two of Swords indicates that there may be a decision that needs to be made in order for you to be able to accept this offer and start walking that new path. The Two of Swords can talk about just ensuring that you are not clouded by your emotions in making that decision, and that you make that decision from a place of fact and logic mixed with your intuition. That's why we have the links to the moon here. She's got that beautiful moon tattoo, and the moon here, it's saying follow your intuition, that is your gut feelings, your heart, you know, the visions, third eye, dreams, that sort of thing, but mixed with logic, not emotion. So logic is what we know, what the facts that we know about the situation, so that we can make a really grounded decision. And, you know, I feel like that's the decision that is, you know, whether to seize this opportunity. But, you know, when the aces come in, they really are usually positive opportunities because they're divinely gifted. They're kind of like the seeds on your path. When an ace comes in, it's number one, it's the seed. We're asked then to take inspired action, especially when it's the Ace of Wands, to then, you know, make that one sprout and grow and develop. So this is a new direction, a new path, a new journey opening up for you after you have completed an ending with that Ten of Swords. So then we move into September. We have the Hierophant with the High Priestess. So a couple of different readings here. Obviously it's general reading, so I'm going to give a couple of scenarios here to see what fits for you. The Hierophant can be whatever this opportunity was that was coming through in September, solidifying, becoming a commitment, you committing to it. So if this was a passionate new offer of a person coming in, you guys might decide to start dating, take that to the next level. For those of you that are already in a relationship and you feel like there's a lot of relationship energy around for you this year, this can be a rekindling, a taking things to the next step, and then an engagement or something like that. It can also be, you know, really sort of connecting to, you know, in the workplace. You know, Ace of Wands could be that passionate new beginning, and the Hierophant, you know, really links to really finding our feet in those institutions, our place of study or workplace or whatever it may be. With the High Priestess here, you know, we're really asked in September, it's getting my months right, to really pay attention to your intuition and be led by that. The High Priestess also has the ability to bring information to light, truth to light. She brings information to light for the person when the timing is right, that might somehow be pivotal in you moving ahead with that Ace of Wands opportunity. The Hierophant also talks about, you know, now like living in line with your values and your higher self and your truth and your spiritual purpose, rather than following the values of those that have been imposed on us, you know, from past lovers, from our workplace, our place of study, our schooling, all that sort of thing. Maybe that was what you were releasing in the Ten of Swords, a relationship or a job where you were controlled, where you had to follow someone else's ruling. Now you're really moving into your power, and you're moving and then able to access your intuitive resources as well. We have to remember that the Hierophant is number 5, and in tarot, you know, the 5 is the number of conflict and change. So you're leaving behind, you know, conflicting energy. You know, this is like a point of change where you take up that new opportunity, you commit to it, you start following your intuition and your values, and that's when everything starts to come together. So it's a really beautiful energy there. You know, the Hierophant is also spiritual energy. Together with that High Priestess, it's about trusting in the divine, trusting your sense of spirituality that downloads the intuitions you get. And some of you might even go through, you know, a bit of a shift in your spiritual awakening in September, because the Ace of Wands can also link to your spirituality. So your October, we have the Page of Swords and the Six of Cups. So we have a sense here, Aquarius, of, you know, rebalancing. In October, you know, the Six of Cups can talk about emotional rebalancing, those karmic scales coming into alignment. You also have here with the Page of Swords a rumbling of change. You've got the Death card coming in November, so something starts to kind of shift in your life. There may be like a final part of that Ten of Swords ending that needs to be released in November. So for example, you could have left a relationship in July and then you sell the property, or you really finalize things in November. The same could be said about, you know, a business or work situation. Maybe that's when you finally contractually get out of it. Or in November, you know, there is a sense of clearing the slate, and it's in October that kind of starts rumbling, because this can be like the wind of change. It's those winds changing. It's the rumbling of new progress that's eventually going to, you know, rebalance you, see you coming back into a stable sense of emotional balance and joy and love, all the things that the Cups energy is. The Page of Swords can also be a communication coming in that somehow, you know, like it shifts you into this next chapter. You know, it's air sign energy. This could be you as well, Aquarius, in kind of like the infancy of a change or awakening, or feeling, you know, young and energized again after this ending that you've been processing for the last few months. So it really can be you sort of like stepping into almost like a birthing a new energy, because it kind of shows you in that kind of like young playful energy, which I really love. Okay, let's go to your November Death card with the Queen of Wands. Okay, now the Death energy is also the energy of transformation, Aquarius. So we see you either going through a really big personal transformation in November, or something coming to pass in your life. Now, transformation is highly likely because we have the Page of Swords, which is the rumbling of change, the wind of change. We've got the Magician in December, which is that full awakening of power. Some of you might really be like, you know, stepping into that, letting pieces of yourself go, you know, really transforming, maybe doing some real deep work on yourself as well. But the Death card can also be cycles completing in our lives. And when I see the Death card, I always say that there's nothing more certain in life than the cycle of, you know, birth, death, and rebirth. And in order to get to a rebirth or an awakening like that Magician that we see in December, generally there's a death that comes forward before it, right? You know, every ending is the seeding of a new beginning, and that's what we see here. We really see that slate being cleared for you, so that that sun, that new dawn, that new day can like burst onto your horizon, because by December you're going to be in your power, and you're going to be quite a different person than what you felt in July. And when the Death card comes in, we need to embrace, surrender, and allow it to unfold and happen. Got that here with the Queen of Wands. Now, the Queen of Wands, that could be a fire sign energy that is instrumental in helping you go through this transformation, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. I'm also seeing this as, you know, if you're embodying that Queen energy, it's the energy of being a visionary, coming into your power, your fire power. The Queen of Wands is somebody who can spot the opportunities and then grow and expand them. She's, you know, the great opportunist, and she can also manifest. So it's kind of you like after this ending, kind of getting ready to seed and manifest new beginnings and sort of step into Queen power, which is obviously, you know, mature and intuitive and, you know, passionate again, you know, feeling the passion and the fire and the enthusiasm for life again. So you might be evoking Queen energy, or there might be somebody, fire sign, or that embodies that kind of energy, helping you through that transformation, potentially a business owner or somebody in that position of authority. December, Aquarius, we've got the Magician with the King of Crystals, which is the King of Pentacles. Okay, so here's your big awakening, your big return to power as the Magician. This is that kind of dawning, or that what has been wanting to burst through since July, when I felt like you were kind of closing a cycle of being out of power in a situation. Magician is the awakening to the fact, Aquarius, that you have all the tools and resources within you to manifest the future that you desire. And it's when you really get clear on that you know, you realize that you can fulfill your unlimited potential. Your potential is unlimited, and you can really create abundance in your life. And the King of Pentacles, or crystals, as an energy, is actually a master creator of abundance. The King of Crystals is somebody who really has worked out that equation of how to, you know, to focus on and commit to opportunities, and to make them solid, to make them stable. It's a real energy of trust and commitment, trusting the path, committing to it, keep on doing the work that needs to be done to manifest and expand. And, you know, that's when you start reaping the rewards. That's what the King of Crystals does. There's the saying with the Magician, as above, so below, and it's really a reminder to work on your inner game, because that's the place that you're going to be materializing, magnetizing from. So we're really working on our inner game to make sure that, you know, what shows up in our external realm is a match for us. The King of Crystals could also be an earth sign person that is pivotal, or helps you somehow, you know, awaken to this power, or is key in your life in December. So that would be a Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn energy. Together, this just says to me that you're moving into a place where you're becoming a master creator. You're really going to be able to create that abundance in your life. You're stepping up, maybe stepping up into a leadership position in the workplace, really taking control of your life, stepping into a really dominant authoritarian energy, and it's really strong, powerful energy of creation as well to end out the year, Aquarius. Exciting energies. I'm really seeing a theme here of like big change in July and then moving into like, it's almost like, you know, opening a new flow of creation, a new direction towards the end of the year. Obviously our first half of the year has been really intense and it's kind of been a bit of stuck hanged man energy, lots of purging, lots of endings. And then we see, you know, many of us, this is the third one of these readings I've done in a row, and I'm seeing this theme of you know, opening and new opportunities being able to come in for us as everything starts to progress and open up towards the end of the year. Okay, Aquarius, I do hope you enjoyed the reading. You may want to watch this alongside your 2020 reading and see what resonates for you, see what energies have shifted. Leave me a comment. I try and read them all and reply to them all. I love getting to know you guys and connecting with your energy. And yeah, I will be back here every week for the weekly readings and the love readings every month as well.